perspective on this whole cryptocurrency Bitcoin motion that is happening right now, which I think is the future, to be honest with you. And I'm speaking from experience. I've been investing for a little while. I have people who help me out and guide me. I am by far not an expert on mining and lending and, you know, doing all those trading stuff that is being done out there. But it is important nonetheless to be educated. And the reason for it, this whole Bitcoin motion that's happening right now, that everybody's talking about it, Bitcoin has been around for just about 7 going on 8 years right now. And, you know, when I looked at its history, and by the way, if you have Netflix, there's a documentary called Bitcoin. It'll educate you on everything you need to know. It started at 10 cents a unit, meaning, think about it from a shares perspective, 10 cents to buy one coin. It is today valued at almost $3,700, meaning that if you invested back then, you are well off and you no longer have to do anything. You can just live off of Bitcoin. So let's talk about you know, its motion and what happened recently. And are you safe? Can you trust this cryptocurrency? Should you just invest on your own? Should you get someone to guide you into it? So few things that I want to just open up by saying, again, I'm not an expert when it comes to cryptocurrency, so I actually ended up hiring somebody who could take care of that stuff for me. And so far, it's been a pleasant experience. Sometimes it's a scary one because you see, just like anything else, the market just take a major dip. Just about 2 weeks ago, it was a huge shift in the cryptocurrency world with what happened in China, where ICOs, or really not just in China, but a few other markets, are no longer just open market for everybody, right? There's a shift going on in there as well that has led the market to crash a little bit, and it is absolutely recovering right now all over again. So if you are a small time investor who's just doing it to kind of generate a little bit more income, it really didn't bother you that much because you didn't lose that much. But I do know some 7-figure earners in the Bitcoin world that have literally told me, like, dude, I'm down like $250,000 right now. And I was like, oh my, sorry to hear, right? I know I myself was down like $2,000, and I'm like, what the heck is happening? Help, somebody, hello. But it bounced right back up. So first things first that I'll tell you from the cryptocurrency world, if you are involved in it, you cannot let your emotions dictate your action and or activity. That is very one. So the reason for that, if you are operating by emotions, when you're seeing the numbers down, you start getting like in the sense of, I really have to sell, I really have to sell. And then you start missing out on that jump that would happen all over again. And at the same time, when it starts going up, you're like, oh my God, I gotta buy as much as possible. So my recommendation to you is do what I have done. Let someone else manage your account for you so your emotions do not take the best out of you. That is the very first thing. The second thing that I would advise you before I go into the list that you really want to hear about is the fact that you cannot, me personally, I do not think that you should invest money that you are dependent on it. Meaning that if you are going to invest with the mindset of, I'm just going to live off of it, unfortunately, I'm telling you that all you need is one bad dip in a bad circumstance, right, where you need your money right away, and all of a sudden you're going to be frustrated, you're going to feel like you lost money. You can never lose money in cryptocurrency unless you take it out while you are down. So do not invest money that you are dependent on. There are many companies that are out there. Most of them I'll be very careful with, and a few of them are definitely legitimate. A few of them are doing the right thing. So, you know, how did this conversation come about? Is it a fad? Is it the future? Well, here's my take on it. You know, I look at cryptocurrency as credit cards were back in the late 80s, early 90s, where everybody was scared of putting their money on a piece of plastic. Everybody thought that, you know, there's many scams, and it was a period of time that it was major credit card fraud, and it still is, scams and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, everybody, after a period of time, just made credit cards and debit cards part of their everyday livelihood, everyday habit, right, where they're using it right now, to the point where 73% of Americans are in major debt because of credit cards right now, right? So it became an accepted form of payment. And then we started moving a little bit to your Apple Pay and all these digital formats, and globally in different parts of the world, they have the fingerprint pay now, right? So that too was a scary piece for the masses at first, where they were like, I don't know if I should trust this, using my phone and putting my money in my phone, and then all of a sudden everybody's going online and putting their checking and routing and debit and credit card and utilizing and putting all their information online. There is still a risk as anything that is out there, but it is an accepted form right now. Well, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general is going through the same evolution, where it started at, what if, and then it boomed a little bit, and then it crashed, and then now it's for millions of people around the world. They are literally trading in this format right now, and major multi-billion-dollar companies are accepting cryptocurrency payments on a regular basis, which I'm going to tell you that list. So I think, I'm not telling you to lean one way or the other, but I think you should definitely do your homework. You should definitely get educated, because there are some who are looking at it as, okay, if it is a fad, I'm going to capitalize on this growth and, cash out when the time is right. If it is not a fad, well, position yourself to capitalize on it and do well. I know people who are literally making millions and millions of dollars from it because they got involved early on. There are some who are just smart about moving and shifting. There are some who literally invested in Bitcoin when it was down. They took their profit and reinvested it in other smaller, minute, 10 cent, 20 cent, 30 cent currencies that are out there. And as they just go from 10 cents to 30, 40 cents, that is dramatic increase in that world. So again, just do your homework, do your due diligence. I really think that there is something to evaluate in that space. But it is still 7 years, 8 years, it's still young. It is catching on fire right now, but do your own homework and your own due diligence. But I am telling you, it is 100% worth to take a look at. There are certain programs that are offering you guaranteed daily increase. There are certain programs that will offer you a minimum risk, high rewards. And there's other programs and individuals that will be willing to manage all this stuff from you. So again, do your due diligence, do your homework, but there are many options for you. I know the route that I went with worked out for me thus far, but again, you take the good with the bad, you take the loss with the gains, and you make decisions and adjust. So let me give you the top 10 companies that are accepting cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin right now. And the funny thing is, they are well-known companies. They are companies that we are using on a regular basis. And do they validate? The question I always ask whenever I see a major shift like this: does this validate this whole movement, or is it just a fad for these companies as well? So you'd be the judge. So let's talk about number 10. I'm gonna go from 10 till number 1 based on how big of a companies they are. Number 10. You ready for it? PayPal. So PayPal uses their partner company called Braintree to process all their Bitcoin processes as well, or transactions. So PayPal, a major multi-billion-dollar company that is used on eBay, Amazon, and transfer money between each other. Like everybody uses PayPal for the most part. Guess what? They are accepting Bitcoin. So does that validate that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is a future that you need to be looking at? And is it a form of payment that is going to just be part of life in general? Or are they just doing it for right now and it may change? Again, do your own due diligence. I'm not here to influence you to go one way or the other, but I just want you to spark the conversation so you do the right thing for yourself and your family. Number 9. Dell, the computer company. So if you go on Dell.com, in the actual website of the company itself, you can purchase any of their accessories, computers, tablets, or anything that they're selling, and you can use Bitcoin as a form of payment. Again, Dell, multi-billion global company all around the world with high reputation, they are accepting payment in Bitcoin. Does that validate the cryptocurrency world, or is it just for right now? We'll see. Number 8, WordPress. WordPress is a phenomenal platform where developers create websites, they have blogs, they have so many different products that they are selling. Guess what? WordPress accepts Bitcoin. And you know, it's funny because I use WordPress all the time, and when I started reading, like, why would they accept, you know, Bitcoin? Well, they are a computer or software company. They should know a thing or two about cryptocurrency and software driven currencies as well. So definitely a quick ding ding ding. Here's number 7. This was so random. Dish Network. So Dish Network also is, by the way, valued at $13 billion that they are generating in annual revenue so far this year. And Dish Network also accepts payments in Bitcoin. Again, something that I didn't know because I'm not a Dish Network customer, but do they validate, and does that allow them to have their transactions, especially global transactions, a lot easier and a lot more convenient? Number 6, Wikipedia. Wikipedia, which is the virtual encyclopedia where you can, you know, learn about artists, you can learn about authors, you can learn about celebrities, personalities, and a whole lot more. They do not really sell anything, but they do raise funds by accepting donations through their website. So it's essentially, we'll give you information, just donate in here. And they have 13 separate payments or donation forms of acceptance, and one of them, Coinbase. Coinbase is an e-wallet program where you are transferring your cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, Ethereum, or they have 5 right now, or 4, I believe, cryptocurrencies that you can change or pay from. So they too, Wikipedia, everybody knows about Wikipedia, they are accepting donations through Bitcoin. They're not selling, they are accepting donations. Yet again, let me ask, is it validation to the cryptocurrency world? Company number 5, this was so random. If you thought Dish Network was random, this is way off. Subway. Subway, the $5 Subway sandwiches. There are few states, not all, but there are few states, predominantly metropolitan states, where they are accepting Bitcoin in select markets. You're talking about freaking sandwiches for $6 or $5 footlongs or whatever, and they're accepting Bitcoin. Again, overseas, by the way, I mean outside the United States, there are a lot more Subway stores that are accepting it than here in the United States, but there are a few in the United States as well. But again, it's a form of payment for them. Number 4, and I know everyone has gone to this platform, eBay. eBay, because obviously they accept PayPal, they accept credit card, Visa, MasterCard, or all different ones. They now also accept, through a third-party company, Bitcoin transactions. It has to be verified and validated through codes and passes. For those of you who are in the cryptocurrency world, you understand what all that means. But they definitely accept cryptocurrency and Bitcoin specifically as a form of payment. Number 3, this is, should be no surprise because the founder and owner of this company is a very well spoken advocate of the cryptocurrency world, and that is none other than Microsoft. Bill Gates always talks about it. He made it very clear, and I quote, "There is no stopping cryptocurrency. Doesn't matter what you say, whether you're a believer or not." End quote. Microsoft, their websites, whatever you buy in computers, tablets, or any accessories, Xboxes, it doesn't matter what you're buying, they are accepting Bitcoin as a source of payment as well. Number 2, I'll let you guess, they are competitors of Microsoft. Apple. Now, Apple does not yet accept it through buying iPads and different platforms, which again, it could mean one thing or the other, but on the Apple Store, they allow you to use Bitcoin. Simply, you add your BitPay card into your wallet, and you can utilize that by simply paying directly with Bitcoin. So again, in the Apple Store for applications and different programs, softwares, or whatever they're selling through the Apple Store, you can absolutely use Bitcoin to make that payments. Now, number 1, drum rolls, please. Number 1, this is a mega company. It is literally taking businesses out of business right now, and it is dominating the virtual space, and it owns no storefronts, it owns no inventory. You ready for it? Amazon. So Amazon, you cannot buy directly, meaning like you can't buy stuff from Amazon using Bitcoin directly. But you can buy an Amazon gift card from the Amazon.com website using Bitcoin. They say, you can buy a gift card with Bitcoin. And I'm pretty sure they're doing that just to eliminate fraud because they're such a big, huge company. So they want you, okay, you can use Bitcoin, but transfer it into the card first. And then from there, we can absolutely go and make purchases. However, literally just today, an article in I'll link the article and I'll put it in the comment because I was reading through that, where they just announced that they will be allowing Bitcoin through verified cards and verified wallets to be a source of payment, so you can directly buy from that. So again, that is PayPal, Dell, WordPress, Dish Network, Wikipedia, Subway, eBay, Microsoft, Apple Store, and Amazon. Now, these are well-known multi-billion conglomerates. If Bitcoin was a fad, if Bitcoin was a maybe, if Bitcoin was just a thing that's gonna crash and crumble, would these companies be using it? Would they be accepting people buying goods from them on a daily basis in a multi-million-dollar basis every single day and allow them to use cryptocurrency? My take on it, and I'll let you be the judge for your own, but my take on it, I think that cryptocurrency is going to be the future. Just like credit cards in the late 80s, early 90s has become the norm. Just like Apple Pay and related payment sources with the phone or fingerprint or the different devices are happening right now, cryptocurrency will be the same exact way. The question is, are you going to be ahead of the curve and capitalize on this movement as well in any way? I'm not saying you have to go with MLM. I'm not saying you have to go with an independent investor. I'm not saying that you have to mine yourself. But somehow, some way, I am advising you, you must get involved in the cryptocurrency space one way or another. And by the way, there are companies, and right now you can invest by yourself with no max or no limitations. And the reason I say that, some people say, well, I don't have $3,700 to buy a Bitcoin. You don't have to buy a whole coin. If you invest $100 right now and it goes from $3,700 to $4,000 or $5,000, that 100 is going to increase to $110, $115. You have an extra $15. So you're turning your own money into a bank system and you're increasing your own income. So why not capitalize or at least evaluate it for yourself? And you do what's right. I'm not telling you go one way or the other. I am just advising you, do your own due diligence. Have someone who knows what the heck they're talking about. I am not a cryptocurrency expert. I do know a few people that I can refer you to. Some of them are probably on this video right now and they are commenting a whole lot. So I hope this video helped you out a little bit. Hey, if you have not taken the opportunity to get a complimentary coaching session with yours truly, feel free to go to workwithali.com/schedule. Grab a complimentary coaching session. You pick the topic, you pick the subject, you pick whatever you want. Branding, prospecting, MLM, non-MLM, and I'm here to help you out and serve. I have no expectations out of you. I just want to make sure that you're doing whatever you're doing the right way and making sure that you're leading the masses into the right path. So I appreciate you all. I hope this video helped you out. Please give us some hearts, give us some likes, and make sure you share, because somebody out there may just have their business going upside and upside and upside the right way just by watching a thing or two from this video. So much love, and I'll talk to you soon.